is Kamara, and I'm going to be guiding a mixed ability Vinyasa flow today. This is my first of a few recorded sessions, which are dedicated to those people that I used to teach, but now that I'm moving away and doing a slightly different career, it's a bit fun for me to be able to provide these for those that want to do some yoga sessions at home. And so if you are doing this today, find a comfortable place, either in your home, outside, or wherever, to do this in. Maybe put some music on or anything that makes the place feel comfortable. I'd also recommend actually having a prop with you, whether it is a yoga block or a book, a box, a cushion, anything, because it could help in some poses to make them feel a bit nicer. So I'm going to sit on mine to begin the class. And then below in the description, I'll put some information about the class, as well as some timestamps, because this class is kind of separated into a bit of breathing, some warming up, some salutations, our movement, and then our shavasana, our body scan at the end. So if there's any certain parts of the class you want to do, go down to there and choose where you want to do this class. If you want to do the whole session with me, we'll get started now. Okay, so we're going to find a comfortable seated position to begin in, whether that's on the block or on the mat. Maybe the legs are crossed, maybe in front of you, or maybe you're lying down to begin the class. And when you're there, we'll close the eyes down, we'll gaze softly at the mat, and just take a moment to arrive to the space, observing how we're feeling right here. And a reminder that during the class, to notice how your body feels, rather than how you want the poses to look. And if you're aware of any discomforts or injuries that you have, please take your time as you move through the class, maybe taking a variation, using the props, or even coming out of the poses and resting, whether that's laying down, taking a seat or a child's pose, or even pausing the video for a bit if you need to. And so we'll begin together by taking 3 deep breaths in and sighing them out through the mouth. So inhaling through the nose, and then exhale through the mouth. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. 1 more time. Inhaling and sighing it back out. And then for our breathing today, we'll just continue with this deep breathing, but only through the nostrils now. And when you're breathing in, we'll see if you can notice how the body expands and where it expands. And then just slowly letting the air back out through the nostrils. And there's no need to necessarily count these breaths today. But maybe you notice if there's a pause at the top. And maybe have a pause at the end of the breath as well. We'll just take a few more rounds. And if you want, you can have a hand over the abdomen, maybe a hand over the heart space, just to connect to the movements in the body. Taking 1 more breath. And then when you finish, returning back to the natural breath and bringing hands down to the sides if they're not already there. I'd like you, as you sit here, to see if you can take your attention to any sounds furthest away from you, maybe outside the room. And just be aware these sounds may come and go during this class. Next, bring your awareness to the sounds within the room, those that are closer to you. And then see if you can finally bring your attention to the sound or feeling of your own breath as it moves in and out of the nostrils. And then we're beginning our gentle movement. So if you're laying down, you can adjust these movements to where you are, or come and join us in seated. And if you're already seated and the legs are crossed, you can change the crossing of the legs. Okay, and then beginning, we're going to drop the chin down to chest. And your inhale, bring the left ear to left shoulder, stretching out the side of the neck. And on your exhale, return chin to chest. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Repeating 2 more times on both sides, bringing the ear to shoulder. And then when you're ready, moving through center to the other side. Nice. When you finish, returning head to center. Or next, lean the body over the legs slightly and begin to draw circles of the torso, coming to the side, around the back, and then back to the front. Maybe noticing if there's any points you want to hold a little bit longer, maybe like to keep moving in this direction. Taking one more round. And then changing direction, drawing the circles the other way. When you finish, returning back to neutral. So sitting up here, and take 3 rounds of seated cat-cow. Keep the eyes closed or open them, it's your choice. But on the inhale, we bring the chest forward, shoulder blades together and look up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, rolling down, push the spine out, shoulder blades apart, you curl inwards. Inhale, rising with the breath. And on your exhale, rolling back down. Taking one more round in your own time. And then we'll return back to neutral. Taking side stretch, bring the arms up overhead. Place the left hand on the ground so the right arm reaches over. And we keep the body open up towards the ceiling with side stretch. I'm looking up at the hand above or down at the ground next to you, whichever is more comfortable for the neck as you hold. And then we go like inhale, coming up through center. This time taking a twist. That left hand crosses over to the right knee. Right hand on the ground behind you, looking over the shoulder. And holding for another breath. On your inhale, both arms up overhead, side stretch to the other side. The right hand comes down. The left arm just over, keeping the left hip down towards the ground. Holding here. And on your inhale up through center, taking a twist, that right hand comes over to the left knee. Left hand on the ground behind you and looking over the shoulders. Inhale, up through center. From here, finding length at the back, reaching both arms up and maybe alternating just for a moment. Taking a stretch, and on the exhale, bring the hands down to the sides. Okay, we're next going to come up and do our sun salutation. So coming to stand, maybe like to roll over into the fronts of the legs. Move any props out of the way. Tuck the toes under and roll up to standing, or any way it's comfortable to get up. And when we're there, we're going to meet near the tops of our mats. Grounding down to both feet, about hip distance or narrower apart. We keep the pelvis tucked in, roll the shoulders up to the ears and then down, back, standing tall. First round of sun salutation will be a little bit slower, and the next 2 will be a little bit faster. So we inhale, bring both arms up overhead, palms be together or separate, and either looking up at the hands or out in front of you. On the exhale, forward fold, folding from the hips, drop the chest and head down, bring your hands to the mat, maybe the legs, or hanging in the air, and a slight bend in the knees if you'd like. On the inhale, halfway lift, making a flat back, coming up halfway. Hands come to shins, you roll the shoulders away from the ears. On your exhale, plant the hands down, stepping back the feet into plank pose, and we're lowering down to match 5 the knees on or off the floor. Bend the elbows, slowly bring the body down, slide the body down, following onto the mat. 2 options here on your inhale. You can either come up in Sphinx pose, elbows under shoulders, arms and hands pressed down. Or if it's there, you can take Cobra, hands under shoulders, inhale, keep those elbows in and roll the shoulders back, holding here. On your exhale, lower You can either press back into child's pose from here, big toes together, knees can either be apart or together as you lower the body down, place the head down, and either stay here for 3 breaths. Or you can take downward dog, tuck the toes under, bring the hips up, pressing down to the hands and arms, rotate away from the ears. Hips are high, drop the heels down, taking your downward dog. We'll take 1 more breath. Okay, looking forwards, walk or jump the feet towards the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And with a bend in the knees, we're slowly going to come up to standing, feeling through the back. Over there, raising the head, arms up overhead, palms together. Exhale in front of the chest. Nice. Second round. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, dropping the chest and head down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Stepping back to the feet, and from here lowering down to the mat, divide the knees on or off the floor. And on your inhale, coming up into Sphinx or Cobra. Taking a breath. On your next exhale, lowering down, pressing back into either child's pose or downward dog. And when you're in either of those positions, if you have a variation you like, take that. So maybe you're pedaling through the feet if you're in downward dog. Maybe twisting the hips or shaking the head. Taking 1 more breath. Okay, looking forwards. Walk or jump the feet towards the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And on the next inhale, rolling up. Bring arms up overhead, palms together. Exhale, in front of the chest. Last round. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands down to the ground, stepping back to the feet. And from here, lowering down to the mat, drive the knees on or off the floor. On your inhale, coming up in Sphinx or Cobra, your choice, or up dog if you want to take that. Exhale, lowering down. And then pressing back. Child's pose or downward dog. And we're taking our 3 breaths there. Again, finding a movement if you'd like to, or just pressing down into the ground, slowly lowering those heels back. Bringing your chest towards your legs. And then to go into our flow, we're going to all meet in downward dog. So if you're in child's pose, tuck the toes under, bring hips up. We're first going to keep that left foot on the ground, lift the right foot off the mat. Either slightly or bring it up towards the ceiling, 3-legged dog. Taking a breath. From here, bend that right knee, bring it in towards the chest. Place the foot between the hands for help there. From here, we're going to either have the hands on the mat or on a block. So we're going to take warrior 3. So for warrior 3, we're going to put all the weight into that front foot, lift up the back foot. Hips stay pointing down, and we're finding somewhere to focus, on the ground potentially, to help us with our balance. When we're here, you can have a go at keeping your hands on the support, or maybe taking one hand off, maybe both, bring them to the leg or in front of the chest. Just choosing where feels best to hold as we take 1 more deep breath. Nice. Then we're going to press back with the foot, place it down, and come up into warrior 1. For warrior 1, we're bending into that front knee, backwards at a 45-degree angle to the back of the mat. Reach up through the arms, looking low in that knee, taking a breath. And then opening out into warrior 2. From warrior 2, straighten that front leg slightly, avoid locking out the knee, just have a slight bend. So we take triangle pose. Back edge of the back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. So from here, we reach back the back hand to back leg. And that front arm, that right arm reaches up, taking reverse triangle. Either looking up at the hand above or maybe behind you. But we're trying to keep that hand in line with that shoulder below. Imagine between 2 walls, keeping ourselves up straight. Nice, one last breath. And then an inhale, coming up through center. Taking triangle this time. Reach forwards, the front hand comes onto the inside or onto that leg. And that back arm just up towards the ceiling and in line with that shoulder below. Avoiding to lean too far forward, so we're keeping the body upright, straight. Taking one more breath. And then your inhale, going to center. Hop that back foot in, slightly closer to the front. We're going to take our half moon pose for our balance. For this, we're going to bring our front hand, our right hand, down onto a block or onto the mat. I'm going to use a block here, and I'm going to put all the weight into that front foot again, a bit like we did in Warrior 3, but this time we're opening the body out towards the side. So as we come up, we're going to take that back leg up and reach up through that top arm. We'll bring it to the hip. The hips are staying out to the side. And I'm going to wobble because I'm talking at the same time. Nice, so take one more breath here. Nice, and then place that back foot down onto the mat, coming upright. Coming into a wide leg stance, bring both feet in so they're parallel to each other. We're going to take a fold. So it's like bending the knees, we're folding. We're going to stop halfway. Bringing that left hand down onto the ground or onto a block. And reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Taking a variation of thread the needle. On your exhale, right arm passes behind the left, reaching through. Inhale, opening up. 2 more. Exhale, slightly twisting. Inhale, open. Last one. Inhale, open. From here, bring that right hand down to join the left, maybe onto the mat. And you can either stay halfway if that's more comfortable for you, if you don't want to bring the head lower than the heart, or you can come down into a wide leg fold, dropping that head down. Maybe having the hands on the mat, on the ankles, or maybe you like to take hold of the elbows, bring the body lower, maybe adding a slight sway to the body, or just holding still. One more breath. Okay, and your inhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. We bend into that front knee, slowly come round towards the front of the mat. Place the back knee down and walk the front foot out towards the outside edge. Okay. From here, we can either have the hands on the mat or on the block, a bit more space in the chest. And we're going to take our half splits and lizard lunge flight. For this, on your exhale, we bring the hips back, straightening into that front leg. And on the inhale, we bend the front knee, bring the hips forwards. Nice. We'll take a few more rounds of this. Maybe moving in time for your breath or holding one position slightly longer. Just finding a movement that feels good. We'll take 2 more rounds. And if you find this is quite uncomfortable on the knee, you can always add some cushioning underneath or fold the mat. Fold the mat for a bit more cushioning. Okay, after those rounds of meeting half splits, bring the hips back, straightening into that front leg. Either point or flex the foot. Hands can either be up high on the block, or maybe we're lowering our bodies down towards that leg, finding a stretch on the back of the hamstrings there. Nice, taking one more breath. And on the inhale, bend into that front knee. We're going to take lizard lunge. Options for lizard lunge, you can either have the hands on the block or on the mat, or if it's there for you, you can come down to the forearms again, either on the block or on the mat itself. I'm going to stay up on the hands today. You want your knee kind of in line with your ankle. And with that back leg, you can either keep it where it is, leaning slightly forwards, finding a stretch along the front of the left thigh, or you can tuck the back toes under, lift up the back leg, and add a bit of movement, or maybe holding stillness. Just taking 2 more breaths. Let's see which variation works best for you. Nice. Okay, from here, place the back knee down. Come up into the hands if you're not there already. Slowly bring the hips back as you slide the right leg back to join the left. Move the prop to the side for a moment and take a rest. Either in child's pose, or maybe come up into downward dog. And we're just taking 3 breaths before we change to the side. And I'm just going to swap which way I'm facing, so that when I come up on the next round, I'm still facing towards you. So you can do the same if you really want to, or you can just stay facing the same way and listen for the instructions. when we were on the last flow, we started off in downward dog. So if we're in child's pose resting, tuck the toes under, bring the hips up. When we're there, we keep the right foot down this time, lift the left off the ground, either slightly or point it up towards the ceiling. And then when we're ready, we bend the left knee, bring it in towards the chest, and place the foot between the hands. From here, we put all the weight into that front foot. Hands are on the block or the mat, lift the back foot up. Keep the hips pointing down, find somewhere to focus. And maybe this balance you haven't been letting go one hand, maybe the other, take them out to the sides, in front of you, wherever feels best to hold. One more breath. And then place that back foot down, coming up into warrior one, just briefly. Bending that front knee, reaching up through the back. Okay, opening out to warrior two. Back edge to that back foot, it's parallel to the back of the mat. And we would normally keep a bend in that front knee, but we're coming into triangle pose, so straight into that front leg. Reverse triangle, reach back to that back hand and right hand. Place it on the leg and reach up through the front arm. I'm looking up at the hand, move behind you. One more breath. Okay, and then coming through center, taking triangle pose, reaching forwards, place the front hand down to the leg or on the inside, and reach up through the back arm. Reaching up towards the ceiling and keeping that body straight as if it's sandwiched between two walls. Nice, and yeah, inhale, up through center. You're going to jump that back foot in, close to the front foot, and get ready for our half moon pose. Bring that hand down to our support, whether it's the block or a mat, and lift that back leg up, keeping it open out towards the side. Flex the back foot if possible, and then bring the upper arm up, or have it on the hip. Nice. Taking one more breath. And then when you're ready, place that back leg down. Brilliant, I'll move my block with me because I know I'm going to need it for my front needle. So taking a wide stance, the toes are pointing in or parallel to each other, and we're coming into a wide leg forward fold. So maybe a slight bend in the knees, we come through halfway. And when we're there, we place the right hand down, lift the left arm up, taking our thread the needle variation. On the exhale, thread the left arm behind the right. Inhale, open. Exhale, threading. Lovely, taking one more round. Just finding a bit of twisting here. And then place the left hand down. Lower the body down, come into a fold if that's comfortable. Bring the hands into the ground, the ankles or to hold the elbows. And you can either shake the head or a nod of the head for a release down the back of the neck. Maybe sway the body or bend the knees. Just taking two more breaths, making this pose your own. Release here, letting go down the back. And then getting ready to move again. We bring the hands on the mat. Inhale, lift our bodies up halfway. Bending into that front knee, rotate round towards the front of the mat. Place the back knee down and walk that front foot out towards the outside edge. Taking our half splits and lizards lunge flow. I'm bringing my hands into the blocks. I like a bit more space in the chest. And on the exhale, bring the hips back. Inhale, bending into that front knee. And again, taking a few rounds. Maybe on this side of the body, you want to move a little bit faster. Maybe move slightly slower. Just adjusting it to suit you. As we take two more rounds. Nice. And we take one final round of movement, then coming into half splits. Bring the hips back, stripping into that front leg, that left leg. Again, hands in the block or the mat, maybe point to flex the foot. And when we're holding this pose, try bring that right hip slightly forwards to pull the left leg back. Finally straightening down the back of the leg, and maybe lowering down closer to the leg. Beautiful, taking one more breath. And then your inhale, bending into that front knee, coming forwards, taking lizard lunge. Hands through the block, maybe on the mat or coming down to the forearms. Again, I'm going to sit up on the block this time. And the knee can either be on the mat or tuck the toes under, lift up the back leg. I'm going to keep my knee down, I think, on this side. Nice. Taking one more breath. And then getting ready to move. Place the back knee down, come up onto the hands. Slowly ease out of the pose, but bring the hips back. Slide the left leg back to join the right, and we're either taking child's pose or downward dog, whichever one you want to take. So we take our rest between sides. And I'm going to flip back around, face my front to the mat. Wow, nice. And we'll just take one more breath. So we're next preparing to go into pigeon pose. So there's two ways you can come into this pose. You can either be in all fours, knees underneath hips, wrists under hands. And then we're going to take that right leg out behind us straight. Another option is to take three-legged dog. So tuck those left toes under, bring hips up, bring the leg up behind, whichever option we're in. We're bending that right knee, bring it in towards the right hand, swing the right foot out towards the left wrist, and slowly shuffle that left leg back to bring the hips lower. When we're there, if there's some space between the mat and the sitting bones, bring a block underneath the right sitting bones. Might be more comfortable, or a cushion. Or maybe you bring the sitting bones right down to the mat, sit up in the hands, maybe a little bit down onto the forearms or down towards the ground. And whichever pose you're taking, I'm going to stay here for a few breaths. If this isn't comfortable being down on the ground at all, I can show you a variation, but stay down here if this is your chosen pose. But if you want to take a different variation, we come out of this pose, slide the leg back, take all fours, cross the legs, roll back onto the sitting bones, and then from here we're taking a seated figure of four. Keeping the left knee bent, we're going to place the right ankle onto that left knee. And maybe that left leg is down on the ground, you're just opening to the hips here. Maybe you've got that left knee bent, bring the right leg in close, a bit more intense. And I find it more comfortable to lean back on my hands slightly, so I can rock the leg side to side, or I can sit slightly higher up, feel a bit more intense stretch here. So choosing what feels best for you. But if you're taking this variation, when we change the other side, just change the opposite leg. Okay. I'm going to join those that are down in pigeon pose to continue demonstrating that one. So again, coming into that pose, lowering down. Now we just take one more breath. Okay, and then moving out of this pose. So if we are in pigeon pose, coming up onto the hands. Tuck the back toes under, lift up the back leg and slide the right leg back, taking out all fours. If we're in the seated position, change the legs over. From here though, taking our pigeon pose, take the left leg out behind this time, and we can either do it from all fours or from three-legged dog. We can do it from all fours this time. Bring that left knee in as you bend it towards the left wrist. Slide the foot towards the right, and then again we're shuffling that back leg down lower, coming down towards the ground and maybe placing a block underneath the sitting bones. I'm staying up here, or maybe laying down onto the forearms. And again, we take a few breaths, choosing what feels most comfortable for us. I'm going to stay down here, I think, today. And always breathing whenever we're in a pose. Just helps us connect to our body a little bit more. And just slow down. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Nice. Okay, getting ready to move. Coming up onto the hands if we're down low. Tuck the back toes under, lift up the back leg. Slide the left leg back to the right this time. We're going to come down to lay down the mat. So maybe you shuffle the knees back and lower the body down to the ground. And if you were in the seated position, just come forwards into all fours as well and lower down to the mat with us here. Hand over hand, forehead on the back of the hands. And see if you can rotate the feet so the heels are facing each other. Taking crocodile pose, our resting pose here. Just taking one more breath. Okay, we take a little bit of a back bend section, but not very long. So on your inhale, we're going to come up in Sphinx pose first. For this pose, we're going to have elbows under shoulders, forearms and hands pressed down. And we roll the shoulders away from the ears, bring the shoulder blades together, so trying to squeeze something between them. With the feet, we press down into the tops of the feet, engaging the legs. Maybe having them where they are, or taking them slightly wider if there's any discomfort in the lower back. We're always pressing down to the arms and legs, keeping the whole body active as we hold. And if you want to lower down earlier, please do so, but we'll just take one more breath here. Nice. From here, lowering down on our second round, we're coming up again, either into that same Sphinx pose, or sliding the hands back ready for Cobra. On your inhale, lift up. If we're taking Cobra again, those shoulders roll back, shoulder blades together. Keep the elbows in rather than having them out to the sides, and we're only coming up to where the navel is. Holding again, pressing down to the tops of the feet. One more breath. And then lowering down, placing hand over hand, forehead on the backs of the hands. Taking our crocodile pose. Just for another 2 breaths. And we'll next be taking locust pose. You can either stay resting where you are and listen for instructions, or watch a demonstration before we try it. I'm just going to let you know there's a few variations with the arms. So with the arms, you can either have them palms face down by the hips, and on the inhale, be lifting the body up. Exhale, lower. Maybe have the arms out in front of you, and on the inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Or the final option is bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, and on your inhale, we're lifting up. Exhale, lower. With the feet, they're either staying on the ground, or as you inhale, you lift them up as well, pointing the toes away, engaging the legs. Exhale, lower down. We'll take 3 rounds of movement, and on the 4th, we'll hold the top for 3 breaths. If you want to take more rounds, you're welcome to pause the video, add a couple of the things in, and then come back. Okay, so I'm going to choose the hands by my hips facing down, but you choose whichever one you want. And we're all on the inhale, lifting up. Pausing for a moment on the exhale, lowering. Nice. A few more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. 3rd round, inhale. Exhale. And this last one we're holding. Inhale, lifting up. Engaging the back, pointing the toes away. Keep breathing here as you hold. Taking one more deep breath. And on your next exhale, lowering down. From here, pressing straight back, we're going to lift body up and take a child's pose, or if you prefer, you can take a downward dog, but maybe you want your back to round out a little bit here. Place the head down, arms go out long for a moment. And in child's pose, you can just stay with the arms down center. Or if you like to take a slight side stretch with me by walking the hands over to one side of the mat, as far over to the side as you want. Place the head down and just take a few breaths into the side of the body. Breathing here. Okay, then changing sides. And your inhale, maybe you walk the hands through center. Exhale, off the other side. As far over as you can. And again, feeling that side stretch and breathing here. It'll help you feel the expansion along the side of the body. Exhale, relaxing back in. Last breath. Okay, and finally walk the hands back to center. After your final breath in child's pose, on your next inhale, walk the hands in towards the body. And from here, we're sitting back on the heels. Rolling everyone to one side, the hips, you take the legs out long in front of you. And we're going to take a twist and a fold on one side then the other, and then another fold before we lay down on the ground, okay? So today, the twist we're going to take, so we're just going to take an easy twist. So we're going to bend one of the knees, so move the left knee, and place it out to the side. I'll come and fix you for this bit here. So bend the left knee, point it out to the side, and press the left foot underneath the side of the right leg. If it's comfortable in the sitting bones, keep it there. If it's more comfortable lower down the leg, also fine there. And if you want to, you can sit on a block for a bit more height in the chest, or add some cushioning under that knee if that feels better. So I like to inhale first, finding length from the back. And on the exhale, right hand comes to the left knee, so the one that's out to the side, left hand on the ground behind me. And we're looking over the shoulder slightly. And as you breathe in, find length up the back. And on the exhale, twisting from the centre of the body rather than forcing the shoulders round. One more breath. Maybe another one as well. Just try and take time here. Okay, another inhale, arms up overhead. We get ready for a fold straight away on the exhale, folding over that front foot. Bring the hands down, maybe onto the ground or onto the leg itself. And maybe drop the head down as well here. And just take a bit of a fold over the leg. 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, walk the hands coming upright. And when we're there, we're changing sides. Take the left leg out long. This time we bend the right knee, pointing out to the side. Placing it into that left leg, maybe high up or low down. Take another twist, arms up overhead. Left hand to right knee, right hand on the ground behind you, looking over the shoulder when we're there. And again, seeing if on those inhales you can find length up the back, straightening, and on the exhales, twisting. You don't need to press round too far. So just take 2 more breaths. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Exhale, folding over the front leg. Place the hands down and drop the head down as well. And you can slightly round over the leg here, just so that feels good. Just enjoying this pose for a few breaths. Inhale, slowly walk the hands in. I'm going to take 1 more fold before we lay down. I'm going to turn and face the front, join your wall. And for this one, we're sitting tall on the sitting bones, straightening up through the back slightly. Maybe having a slight bend in the knees if that's better. And point your toes up towards the ceiling to keep those legs active. I like to again inhale, bring the arms up overhead, and then folding from the hips, reach forward to the chest, keeping the back quite straight for a moment. And then bring the hands down wherever they land, whether that's on the mat, the legs, or hold the big toes, the 2 fingers. And you're holding here, either keep the back slightly straight here, reaching forwards, or slightly rounded down. And just taking a few breaths. Maybe on those inhales, you lift that body, the shoulders up towards the feet, and on the exhale, drop the body lower towards the legs. One more breath. Okay, walking the hands in on your inhale, coming upright. I'm going to come to lay down on the ground. So going to our laying down bit. To get down to the mat, you can either bring the arms off the ground, engage the core and slowly roll down, or maybe bring the forearms down onto the mat and guide yourself down to the ground. Coming to lay down. Okay. When we're there, we're going to bend the right knee, take hold of the hands, and take hold of the leg, pulling it in, maybe rocking it side to side, drawing circles with the knee. Just finding movement that feels good to the lower back first. And then we're going to open into the hips. Keep hold of the right leg at the right hand and place left hand on the hip or down the ground behind there next to you. On your exhale, open the leg out towards the right, opening the hips, supporting the hand and arm. And we're just taking 2 breaths here. We've already worked a lot into opening the hips today and into the legs. Hands over, left hand to right leg, and that right arm goes out in line with the shoulder, either out straight or the bend into elbow, into cactus arms. So into a bit of a right angle with the elbow. On your exhale, right leg crosses over to the left, going into our twist, one leg twist. And when we're here, you can either keep that hand on the leg, maybe place a block underneath the knee or a cushion for support, or take the left arm out on the ground, either straight or bend in the elbow. From here, you can either look up at the ceiling or over towards that right hand for a deeper twist. And we're holding here for a few more breaths. we lay on the ground for a couple of minutes in stillness. And if you need to prepare, you can put an extra layer on. Cover the eyes, like a cushion for your head, have a drink of water. So yeah, take a moment to prepare and to lay down. And then come to sit here, drink as well. Okay, then when you're ready, you're laying down on the ground. And you can either have the legs out long with the feet falling to the sides, maybe at the width of the mat. Or maybe you place the soles of the feet on the ground, the knees bent, resting next to each other. Or you can take a butterfly pose, maybe you're lying on your side, with the arms taking a rest upon the ground or on the body. And then close the eyes down, gaze softly out in front. And just take a moment to let go and the ground support your body. And as we lay here, absorbing the benefits of moving our bodies, we're taking a body scan. So like you first to bring your awareness to the crown of the head, focusing here. And then scan down over the forehead, relaxing the eyebrows. Scanning over the sides of the face, unclenching the jaw. And then bring the awareness to the tops of the shoulders. From the shoulders we scan down both arms, noticing the upper arm to the elbow. Scanning over the forearms and wrists. Down to the hands and fingers. Now with your focus on the arms, I invite you on your next exhale to release any tension held here. From the arms, bring the awareness over to the collarbones. And we scan down over the left side of the rib cage, and then the right. Over the left side, the abdomen, and then the right side, all the way down to the hip space. And with the focus on the top of the body, on your exhale, allow yourself to soften. From the hips we scan down the legs, noticing the thighs of the left and right side, to the knees, scanning over the shins and calves, all the way down to the ankles and feet. And with the focus on the legs, on your exhale, allow them to relax. Take the awareness from the legs to the lower back, and slowly scanning up the spine, we move from the lower back through the center, traveling past the shoulder blades and all the way to the back of the neck. Again, with the focus here on your exhale, releasing any tension held in the back, allowing it to melt away into the ground below. We finally bring the awareness back to the crown of the head and take a moment here to appreciate the whole body. Maybe noticing how the ground feels below, or the temperature on the skin, or maybe just appreciate the body here. There's no need to be anything else you need to do. Taking this time for yourself. And if you notice you're distracted by thoughts or sounds, acknowledge that they are there and appreciate appreciate the spaces between. When the time is right, I'll guide us back to some gentle movement. For now, lay here and let go. Take this time for yourself. Stay longer, you can always pause the video or turn this off. If you want to slowly come back, you can begin to wiggle the fingers, the toes, roll the wrists and ankles, or softly sway the head. Just a little bit of movement to wake the body up. And today we'll just end the class wherever you are, whether that's on the ground or if you've decided to come up to seated. But you can bring the arms overhead and have a yawn, or maybe hug the knees in. But whenever you've had a stretch or feel good where you are, you're just going to take 3 breaths, ending the class as we began. So you maybe exhale first to prepare, and then take a deep breath in and out through the mouth. Again, inhale and exhale. One last time, breathing in. A long sigh back out. And maybe you end here, noticing how you feel. Or maybe you like to place the hands over heart and just take a moment to thank yourself for showing up, for moving your body and noticing how you wanted to move. But however you choose to end the class, I thank you for joining me today. And again, feel free to read any information that's below. Thanks for moving with me today.